Hey guys, we're out at Callahan Golf Links today in Waleska, Georgia. It's just under 6,700 yards, par 72, rated at 72.8. The opening hole here is a 495-yard par 5. It doglegs slightly to the left, got a creek that crosses it in a couple places, and two fairway bunkers kind of straight ahead. This drive hung out to the right on me, ends up carrying the two fairway bunkers, so now I've got 245 to this flag. It's uphill, into the wind, kind of chilly this morning, so we're going to take a 3-wood, try to see if we can't get one up there for eagle. And we did not hit it very good. Fortunately, it only takes 215 to cover the creek. If it had been 217, I'd have been wet. So we end up just short of this green. Got a pretty straightforward pitch coming up. There's a little bit of a ridge just short of the flag. I'm going to try to bump this into it and let it release out after. And instead I carried it on top of the ridge and we run it by about 9 feet or so. Not my best effort, but not too bad on the first hole. Left myself a pretty good look here. Got 9 feet. It's breaking just a little bit from right to left. It's a right edge or just outside of that putt. I make a good confident stroke, pour it right in the heart of the cup. Great way to open the round. Couldn't have asked for much better than a birdie 4 on the first. On to number 2, 427 yards. Got water all down the left, out of bounds all down the right. Needs to be a really good drive here. And I hit it right down the center stripe. As you can see, the 150 is right behind me. This flag is actually on the front part of the green, so it's 141. It's uphill a little bit, playing it like it's 150 still. And I struck this pretty well. Starts just right of the flag, works back to the left, hits on the left edge of the green and bounces off, unfortunately. Missed it just a little bit too far to the left, but got a pretty straightforward pitch shot here. I'm just going to chip this onto the fringe and let it release. It's working to my right from here. And I hit this chip exactly how I wanted. As you can see by this little thumbs up, I am really pleased with that result. Got about a foot to kick in for my par. Now, I somehow managed not to record my drive on number 3, so I'll give you the rundown now. It's 325 yards. It's drivable during the summer. Right now, not so much because it's kind of wet and the dormant grass is not really letting the ball run. So, got about 30 yards to the flag from here after a good drive. Gonna try to hit a little one-hop stopper. And it did take one hop, spun really hard, stopped. I just carried it too far. Ends up going about 9 feet by the flag. This is a pretty tough putt, really downhill, snapping hard to the left, and I very, very badly misread that one. Probably one of the worst putts that I hit all day, but we clean up the little 2-footer coming back, move on with our par. Number 4 is 534 yards. Anything to the right side of the fairway could end up in trouble. It's hazard all down that side, so playing this one out to the left. It actually comes off of one of those banks and ends up back in the middle of the fairway. All in all, a pretty good shot. Now, my camera work on this one was not the best. As you can see, I barely got myself in frame. But we're just going to hit a little 4-iron here, lay up just short of the green. Didn't really know how far I had. There's trouble along the green, so didn't want to take that risk. Left myself about 30 yards to the flag, which is all the way on the back part of the green, so we're going to try to hit this just onto the middle of the green, let it kind of chase out back there. And we hit it pretty well, just a little bit further than I really wanted to. It chases out just to the back edge of the green. Got 10 feet from here, and I thought this putt would break a little bit to my left, so I'm going to try to start at right edge. And I did start at right edge, but it broke to the right. Not a very good read, but kick it in for par and keep moving forward. On to number 5, which is the hardest hole on this golf course. It's 430 yards, hazard down the right, hazard down the left. a giant boulder in the middle of the fairway. So, really tight driving hole. And this one works up the right-hand side. Actually, was really close to being in trouble, as you can see, another couple feet, and probably would have gone into the hazard. But as it stands, I've got 136 to the hole. It's uphill, a little bit into the wind. We're playing it like it's 150. Got a 9-iron here. And start this just right of the flag. And as it's coming down, it is all over it, painting the flagstick. But as you can see, it was a little bit long. It actually hit just about a foot short of where it's sitting here. This hole is cut just on the backside of a ridge, so anything that gets by the hole is going to run off the front of the green. So got to be pretty careful on this. Got it to the high point, takes the ridge down, goes right into the heart of the hole. Birdie 3 on the toughest hole in the golf course. Can't complain about that. Now number 6 is 165. The wind felt like it was in, so I'm going to try to start this right at the flag and let it turn back to the left. Once it got up in the air, the wind really hit it. It was actually coming more off the right than it was just straight in, and it takes it all the way left of the green, leaving myself a pretty difficult little chip here, because as you can see, this is another flag cut right by a ridge, so anything that gets right of it is going down to the front of the green. And I just gave it way too much respect, hit it a little bit harder than I wanted to, left myself about 12 feet. Not a very good effort, usually much better with the short game. That has me a little bit aggravated, but got to do what we can, focus up, try to make this putt for par, even though we left ourselves in a pretty tough spot. So this one's breaking to my left. It is pretty delicate. Anything below the hole, anything that goes too far by it, will probably go down the ridge. So I'm going to give this one a little extra out to the right, and it doesn't come back. Ends up rolling about a foot by. Tap that in, move on with bogey on one of the easiest holes on the golf course. Pretty disappointing all in all. On to number 7, 403 yards. This drive's going to have a little extra in it after the bad bogey on the last hole. Try to hit it real hard. I got it a little bit off the toe, but it's fine. It's out on the right-hand side of the fairway. Got 150 yards from here. Ball's way above my feet. The wind's in and off the right, so I'm playing this way out to the right, trying to hold it, and it actually ends up taking the wind, riding it back across, and hits on the backside of the green, goes just over. Hit a really good chip from long of the green, ends up a couple feet, as you can see. Clean that up for par, and move on to number 8, which is 167 yards, par 3, flags out to the right. I'm going to try to start this right at the flag, kind of hold it there, and it doesn't hold. It starts turning over, draws really hard out to the middle of the green, maybe even left center of the green. Leave myself somewhere around 30 feet downhill. I thought it was going to be pretty quick actually working down this hill and to my right, but it was pretty slow all the way, shockingly. Left it a few feet short, kicked it in. Moving on to number 9, which is 400 yards straight away. There's 3 bunkers around the green, but not really anything else going on this hole. Just need to hit the fairway. And we do. We hit a pretty good drive. Slightly out of the heel, but not too bad. Stays in the fairway just on the right-hand side. Leave myself 128 yards. It's into the wind, and I'm going to play this with a little 3/4 pitching wedge. Try to start it just right of the flag, kind of center of the green. Let it work back to this left flag and see what happens. And I hit this one really good, just the way I wanted to. It hits just left of the flag and spins back into the left. I leave myself about 12 feet, kind of straight up the hill here. Really trying to make this one. And we pour it dead into the center. Feeling really good about the way we just ended that 9. Make the turn in 34. Had 13 putts, 6 fairways, 6 greens. Pretty nice little 9. On to number 10, 517 yards. Water all down the right-hand side, all the way up to the green. Doesn't matter when you hit it like that. It's dead in the center of the fairway. Just piped it right out there. Now, as you can see, the group in front of me was on the green, and I really didn't feel like waiting. I had like 240 to the flag, so I just decided to hit 4-iron and leave it out to the left of the green. Have a pretty straightforward little wedge shot in. And I hit it just the way I wanted to for this layup. Couldn't have asked for a better one. I didn't realize how much this green kind of ran away from me once you got over here, though. I don't think it would have changed anything about the way that I played the hole. So just got to be real careful with this one and play for it to run out. And I carried it too far. And it runs out about 15 feet down the hill from the hole. All in all, not really my best wedge work, but we still got to look at birdie. It's an uphill putt, so going to try to give this one a run. It's breaking to my left, and it's uphill, so going to give this one a pretty firm little whack. And I gave it too much break, respected it a little bit too much, run it a foot or two by. Going to stop and fix another ball mark. That one wasn't mine. It was another random one on the green. There were a lot of those out there. Public service announcement. Please fix at least your ball mark and one more. If not, fix a handful, whatever it takes. Let's keep these greens in as best condition as we can. Do our part to help the golf course. So on to number 11. 386 yards. It's straight uphill. Pretty straightforward hole. There's a big bunker just short of the green that's like 3-tiered, so that's really the only place you don't want to be. And I've hit another drive just absolutely perfect right down the center of the fairway, leaving myself 124 yards to this flag that's kind of on the back left portion of this green. It's way uphill. It's just over the bunker, so I'm playing this like it's 150. Got a 9-iron. And I've painted another one right on the flagstick. I thought it was all over it. Really pleased with myself. Love the little thumbs up there. It actually went about 15 feet by. It had hit, a couple feet short of where it is. But so now I've got a little bit of a downhill putt, breaking to my left. Really was in love with my line, and I loved the speed I hit that at. It just snapped right in front of the hole. And I didn't see it breaking that much. It is what it is. I hit a good putt. I liked it. Make the par. Move on. Can't make them all. On to number 12. 383 yards. I hit this drive just dead straight away, right into the fairway. Got 120 in from there. Hitting a little A-wedge. Kind of hooked it a little bit and ended up over here about 30 feet from the hole. Not really my best approach. And this is a pretty tough little putt. I liked the line for a long time. It was just a little bit low, a little bit too much pace, but we clean up for 4 and move on to number 13, which is 415 yards. Got a little slow motion driver action here for you. Trying to turn this one over, ends up cutting instead. Ends up out on the right hand side of the fairway, but all in all, not too bad. Got 170 from here. Some more slow-mo action with the 6-iron. It's way into the wind, so trying to start this at the flag, really hold it there. It gets up into the wind and just really hooks on me. Ends up about 40 feet left of the flag over here. Got a pretty tough putt, all things considered. It's really breaking hard to the right. I've got this lined up probably 4 or 5 feet left of the flag, and it ends up being 4 or 5 feet right of the flag when it's all said and done. It just really, really snapped hard down that hill. So, a little slow motion putt here as well. Got a 5-footer. We're trying to save for par. Really big putt to keep some momentum going in the round. And let's see if we can make a real confident stroke and just drill this one home. Looks good. Looks good. Yep, right in the heart. save our par. This is a 150-yard par 3. Got 9 iron. It ends up hitting just left of the flag and kind of trundles down this hill. Got 18 feet up the hill, breaking to my left. Going to need to give this one a pretty firm whack to get it all the way back up there. A pretty steep grade going up. Really need to give this one some firm touch, and I just couldn't really hit it hard enough. Ends up just short and left. Kick in for par, and we're on to number 15, which is 366 yards. There's a fairway bunker out to the right. Going to try to keep this just left of that, and it actually hits just past the fairway bunker. It kicks down on the left end of the fairway, and we end up in really good shape after this drive. So, got about 100 yards from here. It's into the wind, so we're going to play it out to the right, let it turn over, and then hope that the spin feeds it back to the flag. It actually hit about 15 feet by the flag, up on top of a ridge, spins down and to the left, and ends up just 9 feet short. Got a really good look at a birdie. Really trying to make this one for the first birdie on this side. It's breaking a little bit to the left, so going to be firm and just hit it a little bit too hard and a little bit too low. Kick that in and move on. Not my best effort. Really displeased with missing that putt. But moving on to number 16, which is 352 yards. Really going to try to hit a good hard drive here. And left myself about 60 yards to this back flag. Hit a good drive. Just kind of hung up a little bit in this rough over here. It's a pretty straightforward little pitch shot. I'm going to land it kind of middle of the green and let it chase back. And it chased a little bit further than I wanted. Got 12 feet, but it's coming back and up the hill, so we're going to be pretty aggressive with this putt, especially since we haven't made any on this side, and we drill it. Really glad with that. Needed that to find some momentum going into the last couple of holes. That gets us to 3 under as we step onto 17T. The flag was front right, so we've got 187 to this par 3. It was into the wind, so I've got 5 iron, playing it like it's 200. Going to try to start this at the flag and hold it there. See if we can't keep one to the right this time. And we didn't. We turned it over. Starts right on the flag, works back to the left, ends up deep, about 30 feet from the flag over here on this kind of left-hand middle portion of the green. Now, this putt's downhill, and it's breaking to the right, and I thought it would actually stay pretty straight and just be downhill. But that was a bit of a misread, as you can see once I actually hit this putt. Yep, and there it goes. It just really dies way over off to the right. Didn't really see that. Not really a good read, but, you know, from 30 feet, you hit it to 3 feet, you're not too upset with it. Just need to make the little comebacker and move on. On to number 18, 566 yards of par 5 to close out. Requires a pretty good drive. It's another hole that seems to always be into the wind, like a lot of this golf course, and I've hit another excellent drive. Really happy with the way that I drove the ball today. Hit the driver great. Got this one just in the right center of the fairway. Great spot. Still got 270 to this back right flag. Really going to try to push the 3-wood, see if we can't run it up to the edge, or just short with the ball way above my feet. Not really the best decision, and I just about missed the ball. Luckily, it covers the creek, and now I've got 120 yards. Going to hit a little easy 3/4 wedge and see if we can't get it tight. I pulled it. Ends up back over here, left of the flag, about 30 feet, working down the hill and back to the right. Really took my time on this putt. I was in love with the line and the speed, and I hit it just how I wanted to. I couldn't have hit a better putt. It just came up not even a quarter roll short. It was looking into the hole. If I'd breathed on it hard, it might would have fallen. But kick in for par, finish up. Went out in 34, hit 6 fairways, 6 greens. Came in 35, hit 6 fairways and all 9 greens. 69 with 30 putts. Good round of golf. If you guys like what you saw here, please like and subscribe. I'll be around with a lot more golf content to come.